Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry it took me so long to start paying attention to chat, just making sure everything's going smoothly, because I'm streaming two games at once for now. How's y'all doing? That makes no grammatical sense, but whatever, we'll roll with it. How y'all doing tonight? It's been a while since I last streamed, pretty much over a week now. But we back, for now. Just want to let you guys know that, as you can probably tell by the title, for those of you guys who know how to read, not rolling tonight. I don't particularly care about Proto Arthur too much. I know some people do want to roll for him because his husbando or whatever. What's that term? I only know of waifus. But main reason why I want to roll for him is because all my other AoE sabers in this game are already at max bonds. So yeah, having another AoE saber would be quite nice. But I'm in no rush to get him. So that means that I'm just gonna wait for his shared array with the Cool Alter to start rolling, and I believe Cool Alter is on the second half of the rate up rotation, so it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be like what, 4 or 5 days before we see Cool Alter's rate up rotation show up. So you're gonna have to wait until then. Hey Ludes, how's it going, man? I see you streaming on your side as well. Hopefully your stream's going well. What do you think about King Protea? She's cool, I guess. I'm not really into giantess. I don't really have a giantess fetish. I know some people do. It's a little bit one of those oddball fetishes, but whatever. I guess if you have that, then sure, knock yourself out. Hey Brendan, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Most sabers seem kind of boring and functional is similar. There's a degree of truth to that. As far as farmers go, pretty much most AoE sabers are pretty much similar to each other. They fulfill similar roles. And to a farmer like me, like, you have to be pretty special for to be an AoE saber and kind of stand out, because otherwise you just kind of do the same job. Of course, there are some people who are a little bit different. Like if you go and explore everyone's actual gameplay styles at least a little bit more and not just be a degenerate farmer, then you'll start noticing differences. But for a farmer like me, are you an AoE saber? All right, go here, get your ass over here so I can farm some lancers. Just bought a JP account for with 900 cent course for $4. Hopefully you get something good out of that. If not, oh well, it's just $4, right? Is Rainbow Town node a good paid node for blood and pages? In my experience from the last couple of days farming this node, it feels like the page drops are a lot more consistent. It just in my opinion, they feel more consistent. However, that being said, it really feels like you get a lot more blood than you actually get pages, which makes no sense. But whatever, that's just how it is, I guess. Oh, we got a page, I think. Currently farming pages for Moriarty's skills. I really know very little about this game started in years. Hey man, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Either if I catch your questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability, or if I don't get to them, somebody in chat will. My chats are usually pretty helpful in helping other people out, I'd like to think. Yeah, there's a page. Alright, all three dead. Just go ahead and take out these guys. How's it going, Will? Things been going pretty well. Just went out and grabbed some dinner, ate, and then came on stream to stream a little bit because I got some time to myself. Stream on Twitch too, of course. Same same username. You've been in here for a while, Sai. I thought you knew that already. How do you budget AP? Cleared Solomon last week. Now thinking that without half AP, it's gonna have enough in a day. Ideally, you want to. Ideally, you do want to wait for half AP events if you want to farm like Embers or QP or like the class dailies. If you're done with all the stories, like I'm not the best person to ask this because as a whale, if I want more AP, I can just fucking toss quartz at it, and it's not a big deal for me, obviously. But IMO, if you're done with all the story stuff, go around and collect all the Saint Quartz that you can with from all the story singularity nodes, the free quests, that is. If you've already done that, decide on which essential materials that you need the most. Or just decide on what you need the most. It doesn't have to be just essential materials. Do you need embers? Do you need QP? Do you need something? If you need something really badly, just go farm for that. And just dedicate your natural AP to that. Because it's kind of a caveat to this. It's kind of a waste of time to try to budget your nat AP when there's no events going on. Because when events show up, that's where you're going to get most of your essential materials anyway. In my experience. Like, sure, you can get a decent amount of stuff from free quests and whatnot, but events are usually your better bet, because events just give you a whole ton of shit anyway. Free quests, in comparison, don't really give you a whole lot. At least not with just one AP bar. When do we get feathers? Seriously? Feathers? Probably CCC. Why is Proto Arthur so meh? I don't know. Fucking ass DW. They're the ones who designed him. Hey Alec, what's going on, man? How's the farm going? Pretty chill. Just grinding for pages a little bit at the new Shinjuku node, and then as you can see in the bottom left, I'm doing a little bit of farming for in this event here, in the Azure Lane event. How good is a featherweight in Salem? I remember seeing it as a pretty good one, if not the best. It's either a Gartha or a Salem, either way. Good rerun gives feathers for damage points. I mean, I guess yeah, but it's basically the damage ladder or the point ladders are pretty much like miniature shops. You just don't have to pay currency for them, you know? That's how I think of it. So, and it only gives you like what, 20, I would imagine. So, I would imagine 20 is not quite enough because a lot of people need feathers and a lot amount of time too. So, hey Kano, what's going on, man? Do you ever see yourself using the Talk of the Hot Sand Sea? Well, yeah, people like Moriarty could use it. Plus, it's the 5-star sea, and if you get it to max level, it gives straight attack, so it'd be quite useful on people like Moriarty who need crit gather skills, crit gather and crit buff skills. When you're too lazy to level up Dante's, and your BFF logs on, and it kind of does it for you. I used to do that for one of my friends. He's the guy who got me into FGO. But starting around like maybe half a year ago, he started not feeling so hot on FGO anymore. He mainly wants to just concentrate on his JP, which he may or may not do at this point. I don't fucking know. But he at multiple intervals of time over the last year, he was like, "Hey, can you look over my account? Because I sure as hell ain't gonna look over." So I was like, "I guess, sure, why not?" Just the other day, I gave it back to him because I was at FGO tour. I wanted to bring my account with me on my phone, so it's back. He's got it back now, but I imagine he's gonna come back to me and ask me again because he's a lazy fuckhead. Hijikata. All I know is that he doesn't have very many raid ups. He's kind of he kind of has the coup alter treatment where he just doesn't have a lot of raid ups. It's like what he's probably got like 2 this year, like 1 with Gouda 2 and then 1 like random one later on this year, and he's got another one with rerun obviously. I'll see what I want to do with him. Excuse me. I have a Samsung Galaxy S8. Why are you not rolling? Because I don't particularly care about Proto Arthur, other than the fact that he's another AoE saber, which I desperately need more of. But also, I would rather prefer waiting for the Coup Alter shared raid up. That's my main reason. That's a page. Do I still play FPS games? Not recently. I did install Apex. I do actually want to try it out at some point. I just don't know if my computer can fucking handle it. Hopefully it can. At fucking lowest settings. Which I don't mind, but I highly doubt it will. Gotta get out there and get myself a new computer at some point. That's why I ain't doing so hot. Hijikata is pretty lame. You say that, but I've heard more positive things out of him. So I don't know. I'll be the judge of that one once I actually put him to the test. I do have Siege. I play sometimes. Haven't played in a long ass while though. I still keep up with Siege news because I follow a couple of Rainbow Six Siege streamers, so that's cool. Usually, whenever I hop in their stream, I figure out what like what the latest stuff is, newest content and stuff. Opinions about Mozzie and Gridlock? I have none, because whatever opinions I might have about any new operators is going to be invalidated by the fact that I haven't played Siege in about 7 months. So, default answer, they're cool, I guess. No, I'm gonna MP5 Kiara. I said in one of the first videos I made for this year that Kiara is one of my MP5 candidates, and she's whom I'm really trying to gear up for. I want to try to save as much quartz as I can for her. So hopefully I'm able to do that. We'll see though. There are better berserkers. I mean, yeah, if you just want to talk about like general gameplay usage, I know Hijikata's skill set isn't the greatest, but when it comes to actual nuke damage, if you actually take advantage of his MP mechanic, then suddenly he turns into another beast entirely. Of course, getting him to that point is obviously kind of difficult to set up naturally, but you know, farmers like me, if we can use something that can abuse game mechanics to get us the most damage possible, fuck it, we'll do it. Back at the FGO tour, for those of you guys who weren't there, which was 2 weekends ago. Back at the FGO tour, they had this stage where basically the memorial quests were going on at the same time. So their whole special quest stage was basically them inviting people up with their own accounts and try to do one of 2 challenges on the Gawain node, or the Gawain challenge. One, either do as much damage as possible, or 2, use the lowest team cost possible and still beat Gawain in under 5 minutes, which was insanely difficult. Not everyone did it, not even myself. But I wanted to go more for the damage one anyway. And one of our strats was actually to abuse Anne's Anne's MP, so that she would get herself to 1 HP and then nuke Gawain. And if properly done, she could have done over 1 million damage. 2 weekends already? Yeah, 2 weekends ago. This is the Bloodstone tier? Yeah, it is. Don't care about King Protea. She's not part of NA. Come back in 2 years and then ask me what I think about her. I heard you use Orion to do more 1 million damage. Yeah. The night. So here's what happened, Drask. Here's what happened. The first day, FGO tour was 2 days, right? Saturday and Sunday. Saturday it was only around for literally just 3 hours. It was technically from 6 to 9, and that was it. Actually, I went past that because the opening panel on the first day started at 9, and then it went for like an hour or something. I don't know. I wasn't there because I had to leave exactly at 9. But when I was there on Saturday on the first day, I was like, okay. I read the rules of the whole special challenge stage or whatever the fuck it was, and then I didn't read that you weren't allowed to take support units. So I went back home, and then I was like, okay, let me theory craft like how to do as much damage, and I considered a few different teams with the help of people over on Farmville. And we decided at first we tried going with the and nuke strategy, where we would get Anne purposefully to level it to 1 HP, and came up with like a way to guarantee that she could get herself to 1 HP so that she would do the most damage possible. And that ended up doing like what, 1.2 million damage, but that was with the help of a support. But then later on I was just like, well, why can't I just do this with just Orion and just go the safe route with it, right? So we just went with that. She pretty much did like the exact same, if not more. So the next day I went back, and then I lined up for the FGO the challenge quest stage or whatever it was, and then I realized, oh shit, you can't take any sports here. Fuck. So I had to do some quick revisions, and then I lined back up again. And then my first try, I went up there, and then with a slightly revised team to kind of fit the rules better, by taking no support. Yeah. I think my first attempt was 1.15 million. And then later that day I went back I went back again, and I beat my own score. And I think I hit like what, 1.18 million, something like that. So that was funny. Because by that point before me and X0 went up there, the highest score was actually someone I know from Twitch chat. He's a guy who I think his name was Deus Cannon. He's both in my YouTube and my Twitch chat. It was him who had the highest score with a Uriel who did like almost 600k damage. So he was the #1 spot for Saturday. And then the next day, me and X0 line up. X0 does MHXA quick memes, and he does like what, almost 800k damage, and I go up there with Black Grail Orion, and I nuke Gawain for 1.15 million. One guy came close. One guy actually did come close. He used a different team, but with Orion Black Grail as his core. But he fell short. He did break 1 million, but he didn't reach 1.15 million. Hey, Nuzbit, what's going on, man? Did anyone beat you? No. Like I just said, one guy came close. One guy came really close, but he was short like 150,000. What's the most you ever spent for a servant? I think Merlin in total beats out Talma yeah. Merlin, because I rolled him for MP6, not even MP5. MP6, about 4,000 quartz total. Talma only went up to 3,800, but she was MP5 clean. Clean. Whale power is real. Yeah, I expected there to be a lot more whales, to be honest with you. To be completely honest, I expected there to be more whales. Given how big FGO is, the FGO tour itself was fucking popular, man. There were a lot of people there for just a 2-day event. So I figured there'd be a lot more whales there. And when I went there, I was like, oh, I guess there's not as many as I thought. Did I get anything from the challenge? No, just flexing rights. They weren't handing out any prizes. All you got was a spot on there. Like they had these 2 whiteboards on the left-hand side of the stage, basically just keeping track of people's names. who actually got within like the top 10 of each category, and that was it. Just have your name up on a whiteboard and then have bragging rights or just flexing rights. That's it. Nothing else. Maybe if it were JPFGO, even then, man. JPFGO in NA? Come on now. A lot of them might not play, dude. You're talking about Wales and FGO. You give them the max damage challenge that I did is basically designed for Wales to be able to flex. That's it. Because you couldn't take a support. You can't use command spells, and you can't use Saint Quartz revives. So that basically means that you have to use what's on your own account and not rely on anything else. So, yeah. What does that mean? Whales are going to be pretty good. Pretty fucking good. And believe me, I've seen the shit that whales do in this game. Both in, like, what, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Facebook. So if you give an opportunity to have whales come up onto your stage and fucking flex on people, oh, trust me, they're gonna fucking do it. Ain't no such thing as a FGO whale that doesn't want to flex. I refuse to believe it. Wanted to go, but you had no money? I mean, even still, even if you didn't have any money, you could still hang out. You could have just still hung out there, assuming you had people to go there with. If you didn't, then well, you're shit out of luck. But you know. Good evening, Ziggy Wolf. I like your name. You got spooked by non-edgelord Curry Boy. Oh, so Karna, what's he good at? Nuking divine people. His overcharge is a super effective mod against divine enemies. Also, Buster AoE Lancers, so have fun using it with Merlin. Met you in that long ass registration line on the second day. It was nice meeting you for a split second. Oh, hey, yeah. Nice meeting you too, man. The long ass registration line. That was fun. Not really, but hey, I'm fucking used to it. After 8 years of being at the weeaboo version of LineCon, aka Anime Expo, long lines don't mean shit to me now. But yeah, nice meeting you. Definitely. Hopefully we can meet again. I'll be back at Anime Expo this year. So if you're planning to go there, you'll probably find me there. For about 7 years. Oh, hey, you're an Axe veteran too. This is really miserable. Yeah, the thing about Anime Expo is that if you haven't signed up as a Premier or any one of those like higher level badges like Premier, Press, Industry, and shit like that, as a normal pleb, oh man, that's fucking miserable. Like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, you could have gotten away with being just a regular pleb guy. With the normal 4-day pass thing, and still pretty much done almost everything you wanted to do. But nowadays, nah. If you want to do everything you want to do, you gotta buy Premiere. You gotta buy Premiere, or you gotta go in as Press or something. Cause normal ain't gonna cut it for you anymore. Not even Premiere can cover everything anymore, anyway. If you're going there by yourself, oh god. Highly advised against going alone to a place like Anime Expo. That is a hell that I don't want anyone to experience. That is fucking Monka-S IRL. If you do have friends though, then it's alright. Biggest anime convention, go to shit together, buy shit together, have a good time. Just play basically like anything else. But if you're going there by yourself, oh man, I feel for you. Actually, and FGO at the same time. I mean, I've done it before. Yes, MP5 Kiara. Sup? Hey, that's a name I haven't seen in a fucking long ass while. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, Flocka? Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. Going alone to the biggest anime con in the US is a horrible idea. Yeah! It's in the middle of the fucking summer. So, yeah, it's gonna be 100 degrees out whether you like it or not. So good luck with that. Let's see. There's like 100,000 like new, like individually unique visitors every day, or almost every day to the con. So you're dealing with at least 100,000 other people every fucking day of the con. So you bet your ass the place is gonna be crowded as fuck. I mean, at least there's air conditioning inside. And because there's so many people, that means that, oh, hey, look, the panel you wanted to go to, well, if you didn't line up like 3 hours in advance, well, good fucking luck. Oh, you wanted merch at from the dealer's hall? Well, better wait until all the premieres get in and buy out all the shit first. And then wait in the fucking horde of plebs waiting outside to get in. It's, yeah. Anime Expo is, it's a, unique experience. So totally not being sarcastic. So mod, yeah. Yeah, remember those days? Yeah, I haven't demodded anybody. So all the people I modded from way back when are still mods. Some of them actually came back, have stopped by every once in a while. I said they just said hi to me and what's up. So what are my farming pages? Hope that Aniplex wait, hold on. Sniper you for Arthur, anyone else? Proto Arthur and Coup Alter. I'll wait until they're shared right up. Aniplex doesn't put their booth in the literal front doors this year. No, Ricky, that's what they're gonna do every year. Every year they how the biggest booths, or here's how Anime Expo lays out their dealer's hall. They put all the biggest companies or all the biggest booths right in the middle of the fucking doors. Every single one of them, all the biggest ones in front of the right in front of the front doors, which is honestly pretty fucking stupid. But they want to. But what I imagine is happening is that all those big companies it's either the companies pushing for this, or maybe it's just the Axe board being stupid as fuck as they always are. But not always are. Most of the time. Sometimes they make some smart decisions. But not all the time. That's for fucking sure. But whatever's going on behind the scenes, they always put the biggest booths right in front of the doors. They do that every single year. And they always have to bring out people being like, oh, please clear the halls. We don't want to have a fire hazard. Well, don't next time fucking put the biggest booth somewhere else, dumbasses. Oh, you wonder why people are crowding around these biggest fucking booths and creating fire hazards. Pepega. Think you modded me like 2012? Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. Obviously, I'm doing a lot different things for now, that's for sure. But yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't demodded anybody. The people I've given mods to from way back when, they should still have them actually. Anime Con, that's hell you're walking into. Oh yeah, especially the biggest one in the northern hemisphere. That's for sure. People pay the most for the spots. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing we can do about it. They're always going to be in the front. They want to be in the front so that people see their boots the moment they walk in. Too bad it's not really going to help because everyone who already knows who they are is going to be up there and crowd the fucking places, but oh well. That's how Anime Expo wants to keep doing it every year. That's on them. Just makes it miserable for the rest of us. I'm probably gonna go MP3 Bryn and then wait for MP5 for what's that one Lost Belt chapter? Like, was it LB2 or was it LB1? LB2 or LB1, whichever it is. And we'll just wait until then to round out Bryn. I don't know. It depends though, because I'll see how many rate ups Zigguard gets. If he doesn't get a lot, then I may just go for Bryn MP5 immediately. This coming Neurofest, and then just concentrate everything that I can, all my funds towards MP5 Zigguard when he comes out. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet though, so don't quote me. Farming goal? Just farm a little bit of, oh god, Belfast is hurting a little bit. Just farm a little bit of Azure Lane and then try going for pages here. Hope they don't put the stage in front of the doors. Oh no, they're gonna put the stage in front of the doors again. They've always done that. Last 2 years, hey Ricky, if you've been to Anime Expo for the last 7 years, you should know that for the last 2 years that FGO has been at Anime Expo, they've put the stage right in front of the fucking doors both years. Because I mean, from a from a setup standpoint, like if you're a guy trying to set up the booth to be as attractive as possible, you want the stage to be facing out the door so that people walking past outside or looking in see what's going on and be like, oh hey, I wonder what's going on over there. It attracts attention. That's all it is. It's horrible for the actual, like, you know, people who want to walk by and shit, but fuck the plebs, right? Like it matters if the Fate booth isn't up front. It doesn't, but as a business, you know, it doesn't matter how big your game or your, you know, whatever IP you have is. You want to make it bigger. It doesn't matter. So you're always gonna put it up in front. MP5 Scotty, perhaps, we'll see. That's still a year out from now. So don't really have an answer for you right now. Let's just put it that way. How many Saint Quartz fragments do I have? 0! Because I always redeem them. I know a lot of other people like to hoard up Saint Quartz fragments as like an emergency Saint Quartz store. I don't do that. I just fucking redeem them all right away. Zigguard only has 1 rate up. Yeah, I know, but by the time we reach Zigguard, you know, maybe there'll be another rate up for him that I can be like, oh hey, he gets another rate up here. That means that I don't have to go for MP5 immediately on his own debut banner. If I can do that, if I can limit that as much as possible, then obviously that'd be great. So I don't have to fucking break my fucking bank account each time I want to go gun for somebody on MP5. What's the difference between Boyo and Girlo Saber? Saba, as in Girl Saber, is better. Generally speaking. She has a charisma and a mana burst. Proto Arthur doesn't have a charisma. Instead, he switches it for he trades it for giant beast hunting, which is a super effective mod against giant enemies. And there aren't a lot of giant enemies to begin with in the game, so It's an extremely niche skill, and it only ever becomes relevant in like 1 or 2 instances, and that's it. So for the most part, Saber is better. Girl Saber, not Proto. You only roll for Boyo Saber if you if you think he's think he's hot and you want to roll him for husbando reasons, or 2 I don't know, he's an AoE Saber, I guess. But you already have a lot of other AoE Sabers, I would imagine, so. Need more Saint Quartz? Credit card never fails. Cap. Yeah, Ricky. I mean, I always hope that, and like, to be fair, Axe has been doing a better. Like, they've been slowly improving on the quality of the con. I remember a couple like, let's say around like 4 or 5 years ago, it was really bad. Shit like they pulled shit like rescheduling entire panels like on the days of the con, so that by the time when they did it, that meant that their convention booklets that they give you when you you know, go get your badge or whatever, pick up your swag bags or whatever, the packets, the schedules that they give you with them, that meant that they were out of date. So if you looked at them and you went to the panels that were rescheduled, you wouldn't find anything there because they rescheduled them. You wouldn't know about it unless you had downloaded the Anime Expo app, the little scheduling app or whatever the hell they have. They pulled shit like that constantly, like 4 or 5 years ago. Lately, they've been doing a better job because finally the people on management slash executive staff, or whatever you call them for a fucking convention, have been you know, actually paying attention to what they've been doing wrong, and slowly but surely they've been getting better. I guess a improvement is better than no improvement. You only have 2 AoE, but you want more? I mean, if you want more, then go ahead. Honestly, though, you're probably better off finding like a 4-star Saber who's AoE. If all you want is an AoE Saber, you might as well just go for a 4-star Sabers. Like, Suzuka's gonna come out with CCC. She's an AoE Saber. There's plenty of other spook 4-star Sabers who are AoE. You could probably just rely on getting spooked by one of them. Is your bank gonna break come summer? I hope not. I'm doing my best to try to plan everything out so that summer doesn't fuck me in the ass like as hard as it did last year. So my answer is hopefully not, but we'll see. And there's always this RNG element called real life that could get in the way. Never know about those apples, right? Am I gonna hit the hentai booth? I've actually never been to the hentai booth. Any of the hentai booths at Anime Expo. Here's the download update, so that means that the banner should be live. Yeah, Fino. If they'd expand his niche a little bit, that would help him tremendously. Even if he is still niche after that, any buff is better than no buff. Buff Arthur's instinct when. Instinct. Arthur has instinct, right? Better buff that. And before they give him that 50% battery. Oh my God, Arthur's the best saber in the game. Alright, we're having infinite retry loops. Unlimited foe works. Oh boy.